it shouldn't be like this. Governments can do better. People shouldn't be treated that way. I think that's how I feel, that there's a lot of people out there living in destitution in circumstances which is quite unnecessary, could be obviated very easily.
There are many people who argue there is no real poverty in the UK, and really you shouldn't be here.
They should have been with me over the last couple of weeks. There are the figures, the think tanks are not doing this in order to keep themselves in employment. Thousands of food banks haven't sprung up because people are looking for things to do. There's very real poverty out there.
You met with government. What was their response?
They were pretty much unconcerned. They think that their policies are working. They focus really only on employment. They're delighted that they've got full employment, which is
that's right, isn't it?
A great
That's a good
achievement.
thing for any society.
It's excellent. And it is a way out of poverty, there's no doubt about that. But the point is that the 1.5 million people who are in destitution are not being covered by the work hours that they're getting. So there's a lot of in-work poverty, as it's described. People who are working for such low money or unable to get enough hours, or even if they're full-time, they're not able to keep their family. You've got the backdrop, of course, of the housing market and all of the other policy issues that impinge upon people's economic situation. But when things are really tough, there is a need for basic forms of government assistance for those who can't quite make it. I think government people haven't been out into the field, haven't had to talk to them, haven't explored what the real circumstances are. So I've had a number of people say to me, but we're not aware of this, we don't think there is poverty in our country. To which I would simply say, open your eyes, get out and take a look at the food banks. I spoke to one minister about food banks and he said, no, this is just it's an occasional phenomenon. And anyway, you have food banks in Canada and the United States, don't you? As though food banks are a good phenomenon and not something to worry about. Things are grim when they're springing up and people have to demean themselves to go along and beg for food. It's terrible.
And you don't think there's clearly enough understanding of that among government, among people making these policies?
I don't think it's seen as a deep indicator of the extent of distress